Let me zoom y'all in just a little bit. Your feet can grow. You can get excess body odor. Also, you're more prone to infection because you're now like creating a being inside of your body. What else? Oh, your brain apparently shrinks or something like that. And oh, your titties. Okay, so what they don't tell you, all right, about pregnancy and your titties. I guess I don't know if this applies to women who don't breastfeed. I ended with less boobs than I started off with. First of all, titties have Wi-Fi. I want nothing more in the world than to just be with and chill with and hang out with and grow with and love on and with my kid. Like, I want nothing more than that. But mama is fucking tired. I'm tired. I feel like that's normal, right? Motherhood has changed me in so many ways. Not even just like, I know if someone says that statement to you, you probably would believe them. Like, oh yeah, I could see that. Motherhood should change you. Let me zoom y'all in just a little bit. It's getting personal. The way that motherhood has changed me, I don't even know where to begin. Just upon expanding on that thought, like, in all the ways that you think motherhood will change you, it probably will. But in many ways in which you never even thought you could change, it shows up there too. Motherhood is literally the trippiest shit that I've ever done, and I've had some mind exploding trips before, for real. But this shit, can we just talk about how motherhood physically changes you? Okay, because I recently saw like a tweet. I always be saying, oh, I recently read an article, but I be lying. I just be seeing tweets, but it be tweets from very does that sound really ignorant? I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but also I be seeing tweets from doctors who be referencing shit. I be cross-referencing and checking those articles to make sure that they're not trolling me on the internet. Most of the time I do not, okay? I will admit that. But I think it was a podcast actually. This doctor was talking about how mommy brain is a real thing. She was talking about how mommy brain is a real thing, how your brain literally changes when you have a child, and it like, I think some of it like permanently changes, and then a portion of it like might go back to normal after like up to 2 years after having a kiddo. That's not crazy? Like, literally, damn, I don't want to sound ignorant, and definitely not on the internet, but the shit literally changes. So if you're an expecting mother and you happen to stumble upon this video, if you haven't already noticed the physiological, well, yeah, the physical and physiological changes within your body, I have news for you. Shit's about to get real. If it hasn't already gotten real, shit is about to get real. Let me tell you, your feet can grow during pregnancy. That's a verified fact. I can say that with confidence. I actually read an article about that. That's my favorite line. I read an article about that. And you would probably believe me too. No, but I'm gonna put some verification right here on the screen. One thing that I wasn't expecting to change about me during pregnancy was body odor. We're just gonna talk about it. My underarms, and they ain't never went back to normal. I know a lot of women, they will, over their pregnancy, you'll get these I forgot, melon I don't want to sound ignorant on the internet. It's very common to get this. A lot of women will see that under their arms through pregnancy. Yeah, your underarms can change. My body odor changed severely. It can change up here and in the downtown. Just keep that in mind. That's normal, I think. I'm just gonna tell you that it's normal so that you can ease your anxiety. My underarms, I know this is TMI, but I don't care. My underarms were so bad. Like, I was sweating so bad and so much of, okay, so my theory is, it's an educated theory. I probably sound so fucking stupid. My second trimester, out of nowhere, and I was on my natural deodorant. I don't know why I did that. I was on my natural deodorant wave at the time, which had worked for me really well up until that point where it was like, it was not bearable. And honestly, I'm one of those type of people, not for nothing, I don't even wear, should I say this? Man, fuck y'all. I don't even wear deodorant every day, for real. If I'm just chilling in my house all day, which is most days, especially during my pregnancy, I don't feel the need to put on deodorant. Do I bathe? Of course, absolutely. And that's why I don't feel the need to be putting on deodorant, because I don't be stinking. It's only when you go out and get active that all of a sudden your sweat glands start sweating. If my shower was too hot, I would be sweating under my arms before exiting the shower. That's one thing. I feel like I went off about that. But that really was bothering me. I've heard of women who down there the odor changes. Not necessarily has to be extra stink or nothing, but like, that's the thing that I've heard, that just your personal feminine odor changes. What's another thing that has changed? You're more prone to infection because you're now like creating a being inside of your body, and you're more susceptible to getting sick and infections and stuff. So like chronic yeast infections, chronic BV, that's, or even UTIs, that can happen easier. At least that's what my midwife told me. And oh, your titties. I did not think that my titties would get smaller. I shouldn't say titties, I should say the word breast. Your breasts. Okay, I don't know if this applies to women who don't breastfeed. I breastfed full-time for 5.5 to 6 months. Some shit happened to where I could no longer breastfeed. Or not full-time, so I just started supplementing with formula. That's a very long story. But oh, breastfeeding. Okay, I lost a lot of weight post-pregnancy. I attribute that personally to, one, genetics, and like just my metabolism has always been fast. I've always been a skinny person. Even my pregnancy, throughout my whole pregnancy, I didn't put on a lot of weight, but I did end up packing on a lot of weight and a lot of titties during the last trimester of my pregnancy. All of that weight, all that precious booty meat slid right up off of me after breastfeeding for 15 months. I didn't breastfeed full time past like 6 months because of the surgery, but I breastfed as often as I could. There were some days where I didn't give the baby formula at all. I couldn't feed him by mouth for a while, for like over a month. So I think just pumping all the time, my body wasn't getting all the signals that it needed, because your babies, if you don't already know, your baby, the saliva from your baby, first of all, titties have Wi-Fi. I forgot to say that. That's probably the very first thing I should have started this video off with. Titties have Wi-Fi. Your baby could be in the next room. I'm willing to bet that he could be down the block. And if he hungry, your titties, your breasts, I shouldn't do that on YouTube, but they're gonna do this. You're gonna feel it. I would do it like this, but it's not that gentle. It's like this. You can feel it pulsating, and that's why you see some women who have leaky boobs. Can I back you up now? Is this still a personal conversation? That's gonna piss me off. That's why you see like when women leaking sometimes while their baby is not feeding, or sometimes while you're feeding on one side, the other side will start to drip, because it's like just Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is going crazy, right? And the connection is like super strong, and your body just wants to like give these fine nutrients to the baby, right? Oh, Also, it is very common. You're gonna have, this is probably common knowledge to a lot of women, but if you are an expecting mother and this is your first child and you don't really know these things, I feel like some of what I'm telling you right now might be a little bit useful. It's probably also not, but whatever. Baby is gonna feed mostly on one side. Some babies feed exclusively on one side. I've heard of that, but I feel like I had a generally even ratio, but I did have one that was definitely, after a while I noticed that it was producing way more milk than the other one, to the point where you could see it. I have some old photos. I would be feeding for the baby to wake up so that I could feed him, so that I could get both my breasts back down to the same size. That was kind of crazy. That was kind of cool though, like to just see how your body just like adapts, and just to see the different changes that your body physically goes through is a very trippy experience in and of itself. The titty thing was crazy for me because I ain't never had breasts like that before in my life. I was hype. I was like, I could get used to this. I was wrong. By the time 15 months had passed and I was done breastfeeding, I ain't have no more left in me. I ended with less boobs than I started off with. Okay, and that apparently is a common thing. One thing that will change about your titties, breasts. One thing that will change about your breasts is that if you breastfeed, especially full time, which you should be doing, right? No shade, no judgment. But this is what you should be striving to do, is breastfeeding full time, because that is ultimately what is the absolute best for baby, right? But just know that your titties are gonna, your breasts are gonna look different when you're done. Your breasts are gonna look a lot different when you're done. Or, let me just speak for myself. And while I'm on the topic of, I guess while I'm on that thought, don't let that distract you from the fact that you are doing a noble deed. You are doing a very important part of the job by making sure that you breastfeed your baby full time if possible. You can supplement. I would say supplementing is better than just fully giving them formula, but again, this is not about that. At the end of the day, you're gonna make the decision that you feel is best for your baby and for your lifestyle, that you can keep up with, that is gonna make your life easier. Because I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff that was in your head before you had that baby is gonna change by the time that baby is here. And I don't want to say this for everybody, because some people genuinely have the determination, the will, the commitment to commit to what they say they're going to do for their baby as far as health and wellness. But when it comes time, when that baby is here and mama is tired because mama ain't getting no sleep in 3 months straight, things that you weren't considering before, things that were absolutely off the table before, suddenly they slide back on the table. So suddenly they are viable options. I'll give you an example. Off topic, small tangent. No screen time. I thought I was going to be one of those parents. I had bought hella books before he was even born. Miss Rachel, I love you. I do. Like, I think my child loves you almost as much as I love you. Shout out to Miss Rachel. That's what I have to say. It truly can be a tool, technology and the screen time and stuff. My child learned so much, and he was talking so much earlier, like, than he probably would have without YouTube. I know this might sound bad to say, but a lot of his cognitive development I can attribute to screen time. Do I think screen time ultimately at the end of the day is beneficial for them? No. I think education, learning, those type of things are beneficial, but do you need to rely upon screens to do that? No. But my point of even bringing all that up was to say that sometimes when you're in the thick of it, the things that you thought weren't options before suddenly become options. Everything is okay in moderation. And screen time is a really good example of that. Anyways, I went off on that tangent because, I don't know, breastfeeding and then having to implement formula and supplement that within his routine got to me at a certain point because I really didn't want to have to do that. For personal but probably obvious reasons, formula is just not what's best for your baby. But I wasn't about to feel guilty about needing to feed my child beyond means that I could take care of on my own biologically up until that point. My body, my breasts started to go offline. The Wi-Fi wasn't that strong no more. I didn't have much control over it at that point. I'll get into a little bit of detail about it in a video about his liver transplant surgery and why all of this is all interconnected and all that, but yeah. Anyways, I think I've been talking for too long and I don't even know how I'm about to edit this video to make it digestible to the average content consumer in 2024, but I would just like to say maybe I should have started off by introducing myself. Hi, I'm Jasmine. I'm like Jasmine but not. And if you're a expecting mom, if you are already a mom, if you plan to be a mom in the future, if this is your future self coming back to watch this video after becoming a mom, I just want to tell you that I'm grateful for you for being here to add on to your experience, if I have at all. The fact that I really just sat here for like, no funny shit, like 45 minutes or probably longer than that talking about motherhood at this stage in the game really doesn't surprise me. That's what my whole life is at this point. Honestly, that's one of the things about motherhood that changes about your life too, is that aside from all the physical things that can happen to you, your whole identity and sense of self, if it hasn't already changed, it's going to.
I've suckled from the teat of cosmic truth. I want to do it again.